Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the best damn professional wrestling podcast on the planet. I am one of your three hosts himself, Odin's greatest creation, the gift of this generation, Mr. Perfection himself. And we do not have Eddie Kingston with us this week. He is dealing with some constipation issues.
Babe.
I'm throwing that out there. So Eddie Kingston, man, we love you. Take some X-Lax and get back to work. Because gosh, I mean, I don't know, maybe you
Magnesium
guys,
citrate works wonders, brother.
yeah, yes, or some X-Lax. I know they got chocolate flavored, so get back to work soon. Hopefully, Tony Khan cleared you from non-competing. I don't know if you're on the card tonight, but constipation's a real serious thing. So hopefully you get that taken care of soon.
He is on the card tonight. He better get some work going because
Yeah, he better get something in his system. But we are
Tony's gonna whoop him straight if he doesn't get his act right. So no, I'm sorry, that's Briscoe. That's Briscoe. I'm sorry. That's the wrong white trash hillbilly that's working tonight.
Yeah, buddy. So I am here once again with my guy in the chair, the peacemaker to my vigilante, the Patrick to my SpongeBob, the JR to my Jerry the King Lawler, or the Jerry the King Lawler to my JR. Feels better. I'm here with Magic Fingers once again, and we are here to discuss a kind of a medium week in professional wrestling across the board. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't expect too much when it comes to the Christmas week of
yeah,
wrestling.
yeah,
I mean, they're going to do their best to do their entertaining the
yeah.
best way they can. Um, but you're going to have your Christmas episodes, and those come with the Christmas matches that are filler matches, but they're still as entertaining as they can possibly be. Your Miracle on 34th Street style matches that are they do the best they can.
Yeah, and I know what I'm getting ready to say about the show being kind of mediocre. People are going to be like, "Oh, you're so." I know I'm glad it's different than what it was in the early 2000s to even 2010s, where they didn't get Christmas off.
Yeah.
They were on tour. They were on holiday tour. I remember every year towards my birthday, they did a summer tour. They would come to Huntington and they would do a holiday tour. So I got to go to two WWE shows a year, usually on December 13th. And I know they've been doing a holiday tour, but I know they were off Christmas Day and stuff like that. So that I will commend Triple H for doing, because they,
Yeah, but I kind of wish they'd go back to doing like a Christmas with the Troops type situation.
yeah, that
You know,
tribute to
just
the
throw it in there at
troops.
least like once every other year,
Yeah,
something along the lines. But
tribute to the troops was something special to me. Of course,
yeah,
half of my family was in the military. My brother was. My grandpa, both my grandpas fought in both wars. Um, so, and you're a veteran yourself, and I don't think you guys get enough appreciation nowadays.
They don't
Um,
acknowledge them.
because they're trying to take the Pledge of Allegiance out of schools, and my grandpa would be flipping in his grave. So, from another, person who respects, I want to thank you for your service, because I don't think it's talked about enough. And WWE used to do tribute to the troops, and it was something that I would look forward to every year because she laughs at me every time that national anthem comes on. Even if I'm laying down, I'll stand up while it's on my TV, because that's just what I was taught. And I do miss tribute to the troops. They usually did it every Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. They
Do
would
they
go
do
over
it
there.
anymore?
No, they don't. And I think, not to get into politics, but I think it's kind of a safe move
I mean,
in a way. Um,
yeah.
because I
I
mean,
hate saying that, but I think it is.
yeah, it's a safe move because let's be honest. I mean, they're fucking hosting the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia of all places. So safety is not really their concern with TKO. It's more money.
Yeah.
But man, I want to get into Raw first. Of course, we do
Okay.
the shows in order.
Yep.
I want to start with you because I'm gonna be honest with you. I only remember like maybe one thing from Raw. So I'm gonna ask you any big talking points that you want to talk about. And it's not that I didn't pay attention to the show. It was just that these shows for WWE this week, except for SmackDown, I really enjoyed SmackDown, were kind of very mediocre and very forgettable. So anything you want to talk about that jumps out to you in Raw?
Maxine Dupree.
Yeah.
That woman is. I love the way they are continuing her storyline of showing her progression and the fact that she had a not a actual match, but had a match with Becky Lynch, so to speak, when Becky came out there to, or Becky came out to say, look, this is still all bullshit. Maxine came out to say, no, it's actually not. And then, the sucker punch that led to a small altercation. And then Maxine basically said, look, I'm gonna make you tap right here, even though it's not an actual sanctioned match. I'm gonna prove to you that I'm legit. And it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it was. I think she's probably for me, at least in the women's division, the most improved wrestler in
Oh,
WWE in
without a
the
doubt.
women's division
Without a
this
doubt.
year. Uh,
Without a doubt.
and she's surrounded by great people that trained her,
Hmm.
Natalia and Tyson Kidd, TJ. TJ to me is one of the most underrated guys to ever step foot in the ring.
Yeah.
The stuff he did with Cesaro, and of course they're training Brody Lee Jr., formerly known as Negative One, and I'm gonna try to get in contact with him because he seems to do a lot of podcasts. So I would love to sit down with him and pick his brain. I mean, his dad
Oh,
was
100%.
he was a legend. Brody Lee is not talked about enough. So they have a lot of people that they train that WWE doesn't recognize them for, and it pisses me off because they have guys that they've trained that are in AEW right now, TNA, WWE, they're everywhere, and
Yeah.
I don't think other than the trainers that I had, I don't think I would rather learn from anybody else when it comes to psychology or when to let stuff breathe because I think that's what a lot of people especially these young kids in NXT don't know. And yes, I'm not in the business, but I spent time in it, so I have fucking clarification to talk about this. The thing that pisses me off the most is people don't let stuff breathe. They don't let it set in. They hit this big spot and they'll sell for a second, and then we're just right back to it. I was always taught, even if it's just a big clothesline, if it looked like you just took his head off, sit there for a second, sell it, let them digest what happened. And I think sometimes that can get lost in the shuffle, especially in NXT. I've noticed a lot of kids they like to rush, and it's not their fault because I watched Zilla Fatu's interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he was on Maven's YouTube channel recently reacting to Umaga's last match, and he said that's his biggest problem because he's always thinking about the next spot, and he made me tear up because he was like, man, I wish my pops was here because
Yeah.
like I just want to learn from him. And the question was brought up, WWE, why, they didn't acknowledge Umaga's death at all. And to me, he is the guy. Him and Yoko are the two guys that Yoko was a world champion, but Umaga could have held that championship for years and nobody would have batted an eye.
Without a
He,
doubt.
he had a golden era gimmick that worked in the mid 2000s.
Hmm.
So, and he said he didn't die because he lives on through me. And that really made me tear up. But it's just one thing. And that's one thing I'll say about Maxine, getting back on Maxine. She has improved so much. Yeah. She sometimes still rushes things. I think her finisher, not the ankle lock, but the fucking crossbody off the top rope, you need to find something else
Yeah.
because not saying that women doing a crossbody doesn't look good, but she's small compared to the other women. Let's be realistic. She's kind of small
Yeah.
on the smaller side.
I mean, doing that cross body though kind of reminds me of like the Hogan leg drop. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's
not a finisher. It's
no.
a lead up to something else maybe, but not a finisher.
And the ankle lock is something that, many people use. Kurt Angle, of course, is the one that made it famous. Ken Shamrock was the one that really put it on the map, in my
Right.
opinion. But
Right.
I think that the ankle lock works for her. But I'm a big guy that loves impactful finishers. That's why I put Logan Paul's pulverizer on my honorable mentions because it's not something he could do to everybody. But if you get somebody on the right size and you can make it look good, that's if you hit that in a street move, you're gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
that to me is what makes a good finisher. Is if you can hit it in real life and it do some actual damage, that makes sense. The walls of Jericho. I saw a video the other day. I sent it to Mr. Magic Fingers. This guy was in a legit MMA fight, and he had the guy on the ground and put him in the walls of Jericho, and it looked so painful. And he was just like, holy crap! And he tapped. He won
Oh,
an
it was an
MMA fight.
instant tap.
Yeah,
It wasn't a let me see if I can try to get out of this. It was an instant tap.
It was like, oh gosh. So I think she needs to go to the drawing board. When the ankle lock's fine, but you need something that when you're in there with a bigger opponent,
Right.
um, because she's small compared to
She is small.
realistically Jade Cargill if she's ever going to be in that main event picture. Which, by the way, we learned a stat today. Jade Cargill's never defended that championship, and she's already
50,
held the title for 50 days.
50
But that's a
days
discussion
ago.
we'll get to when we get to SmackDown.
So on my Facebook.
But she needs something. But other than that, she is doing fantastic work. I think her character work has really improved. I think her timing could be a little bit better on stuff. But she's
It's a
learning.
work in progress. But yeah, she's getting there.
A lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, well, she's still learning. Go down to NXT. Why can't people still learn on the main roster? That's where people really need to learn because they're in a locker room with Roman Reigns and in a locker room with, a lot of people wouldn't call Jacob Fatu a veteran, but I would. He's been doing it long enough to where he knows and it's in his blood. So to me, the best way for these guys to learn is put them in the main roster, throw them in the deep end, let them swim with the big boys. And I think she's doing great things. So, yeah, I think that it was wonderful. Another talking point that I want to talk about from Raw before we get to the masked man Austin Theory bullshit. Gunther again came out there, and just did his thing, and I'm loving this. Now, I hope we still do your theory at the Rumble, where we wait till number 17, ladies and gentlemen. I can picture it in my head right now, and it's fucking beautiful. We wait till number 17 because they never seen 17. It's all quiet. Now we're in Saudi Arabia, so maybe the crowd won't go crazy, but I feel like they would. Hit Cena's music and then just have Gunther walk out.
Yep.
That's all I want from it. And he's doing
outstanding.
He's doing
even if it's every single person in the ring, just absolutely demolishes Gunther. I mean, everyone just stops what they're doing. I mean, no matter who they're fighting at that time, no matter how long they've been fighting them for, it doesn't matter if there's 6 people, if there's 12 people in the ring at that point. And they just stop. They let Gunther get in the ring. They surround him and then just murder him.
Yeah.
At that point, take all their frustration out to send a message. That is exactly the type of heel nuclear power he continues to set forward. And that's the only way I can see it continuing to go forward. But that would be the best total FU to the WWE universe that he could give. Because after a while, this whole come out, let them boo,
it's going to get old.
Not really do anything is going to get old.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do it for a week or two, but then you got to do something else. You got to come up with something else. You got to actually fight somebody. So how long can you really stretch this out? So at the Rumble, do this, and then let's actually get some action going on from him.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this is that's what's scaring me. I'm a big Gunther guy. I just think because he's the first guy I genuinely can look at and say, yeah, he would have worked in any era. He would have worked in the Attitude Era. He could have wrestled Bruno, and it made all the sense in the world. I'm a huge Gunther mark. I think that dude is the next big monster, and I think he'll be around for the next 20, 30 years.
Because and then when you're setting up his next opponent, have him, have him throw out AJ Styles in the Rumble, or have him throw out Brock Lesnar out of the Rumble, or throw somebody, an older individual out of the Rumble. Say Orton comes back at the Rumble and he throws him out. Or
where the fuck is Randy Orton is my question.
I don't know. The fact that he missed Cena's final match made me question a lot of things as well. But, to continue on with Gunther's new legacy, have him throw out, the older superstars. Don't go for the new guy.
Yeah, have him eliminate Ray.
The older guys, the legends that are in at the time. Only focus on them. That way he continues his new legend killer status.
Yeah, and I like the way they're going with him because you just said legend killer. And I was worried that's what they would brand him as like, oh, the new legend killer. No,
he's what it feels like.
He's simply the career killer Michael Cole said it
Oh, yeah.
on Monday.
Yeah.
And that to me, perfect. I'm all for it. Because we need somebody. Now, do I want him to be AJ Styles' final opponent? No. A
Oh,
lot of people think
oh,
I'm
but wait a
crazy.
minute. Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Orton versus Gunther.
Oh my
Legend
gosh.
killer versus career killer.
Yeah. That's a money match right there. That's what wow. Oh my gosh. I would love to
Oh,
see that. But like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh well, you're gonna say that he needs to retire. No, he doesn't need to retire everybody.
no.
But I think there's a couple guys on that roster that are on their way out. I mean, Randy Orton's the only one. Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar's done at the end of this year. We know
Yeah.
in August, Brock's done. So realistically, Randy Orton's the only active wrestler from that Ohio Valley wrestling class of 2003 or 2002 um, left. And so
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to be AJ's final opponent. I've said for months that AJ's final opponent, his final match doesn't need to take place in WWE. It needs to
No.
take place at Slammiversary in 2026 against Leon Slater for the X Division Championship.
Wouldn't be mad at that.
That's the guy that needs to retire AJ Styles because number one, AJ is who put TNA on the map. Let's be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, the Unbreakable match in 2005, the triple threat between him, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe is probably
Yeah.
probably the greatest triple threat I've ever seen in my life. Um, and Cena said it best. He said, I talked to AJ about doing a retirement tour, and he just looked up at him as he was tying his shoe and said, man, I'm 48. So he knows that his time's coming short.
Right.
And let's be honest here, we would all pay to see AJ Styles one more time.
Yeah.
You could take our whole entire paychecks for 6 months because AJ is one of those guys that to me, he was the first indie guy to break out and show people like, holy shit, this guy's fantastic. Him and Bryan Danielson. But Gunther is in this position to where we need that Brock Lesnar match. We need it. We need him to face these people. And as he is getting older, which he will eventually, he needs to be that guy that is this. He needs to be this crazy comparison. He needs to be the Triple H to somebody's Daniel Bryan, where he's holding them down and he's saying, you're not good enough. Maybe that's where Javon gets his first world title. I could see that happening. Where he's like, I mean, this would never fly today, but I could see it working because Bobby Lashley wanted to do it with him and it would work with Gunther. People like you don't deserve to hold this championship. That would never fly in today's era, but if anybody could get away with it, it would probably be Gunther. Okay. Because let's be honest, Javon Evans, as much as I love Jay Malachi, who I will forever refer to him as,
right.
He looks like he's from the hood. And he is.
Yeah.
He's a kid that grew up in the hood in Carolina. So that's the perfect way to get when Gunther his time's running out, which he's not out of his prime. But when he is running out, he needs to be that guy that is building that next small guy. You know what I mean? Like he needs to be that guy that is looking at somebody like a Javon Evans and saying, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. And I really like what he's doing. I know I people call me a fucking Gunther dick rider and an Osprey dick rider. I don't care. When they're great, they're great. I'm a huge Gunther mark. I love the guy. Love his in-ring style. Love his heel work. A lot of people say he was a boring world champion. I enjoyed his world title run because to me, he is the epitome of a classic heel. Like, if you go back and watch the Iron Sheik and people like that, that's what they did. They didn't have to fucking have barn burners. They showed up and beat the shit out of people. And that's what Gunther does. So I'm a huge Gunther mark. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes with AJ Styles. I don't want him to be AJ Styles' final opponent, but I'm not going to be mad to see AJ Styles and Gunther fight each other because I know they're going to beat the absolute piss out of each other. And I'm excited for that. And maybe that's AJ's final WrestleMania opponent. And I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
I mean, maybe it's his final WWE opponent, but not his final wrestling opponent.
Yeah, that I would be fine with that, 100%. And you could even where they have that partnership with TNA. That's another notch. I beat AJ Styles so bad that he ran out of WWE and went back to the trash company that is TNA Wrestling. Right there. That's all Gunther would need to do.
Right.
But moving forward with this Masked Man Austin Theory stuff, I will say this,
You know,
man. I can't stand that dude for the person, but his in ring talent is ungoddamn deniable.
yeah, he was very impressive. The wrestler was very impressive Monday night.
Yeah. And as a
Very
Chris
impressive.
Benoit mark, I can separate the person from the performer. He impressed the shit out of me on Monday. I think he looked jacked. He was
Yeah,
angry. And I think the person, Austin Theory, regardless of the allegations, Velveteen Dream deserves another shot. So let's just look over what Austin Theory's allegations were. I think Austin Theory, the person, was pissed off
yeah,
because here's this guy who had the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I'm gonna be honest, I wanted him to cash in and be world champion at that point. Like I was a town down, I was ready to go, and then they just fucking relegated him to a tag guy. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but he proved on Monday to me that he can be a main event guy if he's put in the right position. And I think this time off, it pissed him off because he knows what he's
yeah,
capable of. And I think he showed it. Now, I think we're slowly starting to build it. And that's one thing I'll give Mr. Eddie Kingston John for. He's my Bret Hart to my Goldberg. He's my Goldberg to my Bret Hart. I want to strangle him sometimes, but I love the guy. Um, that's one thing I'll agree with him on. I think that Austin Theory is working for Seth Rollins because he keeps doing Seth Rollins stomp. That's how he won the match on Monday. They're slowly starting to build the seed because, and I tell you what, there's another guy that a lot of people aren't talking about. And I don't know when his contract with AEW is up, but who is another Messiah, you know, to Seth Rollins, and that's Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
I could see him coming back and him being, and that could be our next War Games match for next year. Um, I know a lot of people are like, man, this vision stuff's getting old. You guys just hold on to the ride. You guys said that same thing about Cody and Roman, and they gave us one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time at WrestleMania 40. Just give it time. It's going to burn and it's going to be great. Um, but I'll move to you now. How did you feel about Austin Theory? And were you impressed? And does it still make you mad that they didn't let this storyline burn enough?
Yeah, I'm it was the wrong time to reveal. They should have done like they did with the Shield and had them come out, attack, disappear for many, 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 many weeks in a row, and then at a pay-per-view reveal, not not the actual Monday Night Raw, like 2 weeks after the main first show up of this masked individual after War Games. So uh, the actual match main event, highly impressive. His work with Bronson Reed, Mr. Gingerbread Man.
Mm-hmm.
He it was a very good match. He did a very good job. He was set in his ways to prove a point to Paul Heyman that he was trying to make a statement,
Yeah.
and did a very, very good job with that. So going forward, I can see him working next with uh, having a match with Logan Paul,
Oh
or
my
then
God.
having a match with Bronson or with Braun. And each having a tag match with each member of the Vision to show, hey, I can work
Prove
with each
itself.
member of the team to prove myself. And then have it to where there's a singles match where some sort of stipulation for the Vision as a group, but it's on
His
Austin's
shoulders.
his shoulders to get it done. Again, to prove himself that he's worthy to be a part of the Vision. Um, and I can see him succeeding in it to build up a story. But like you said, it feels like there is a turn that's going to happen,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to be just Theory.
No,
that is involved with this, and I don't think it's just Logan as well.
no. There's multiple
Um,
people involved.
I could
Um,
also see it being Paul Heyman
mm, I didn't think about
doing other work
that. Yeah,
because you've seen how much he has switched sides over the last few years. He
but
has
yeah,
changed sides more than anyone else in the entire company.
yeah,
So who's to say this isn't a work between him and Seth?
yeah. So, and if
Or
you,
because Seth's the visionary from the beginning.
yeah, he is a
Who's
vet.
to say this wasn't part of who's to say this wasn't part of Seth's plan from the beginning, not part of Heyman's plan from the
Yeah,
beginning? That
yeah,
Heyman didn't take a page out of Seth's book, not the other way around.
yeah,
So I mean it's worth seeing, but at the same time, how long are they going to let it actually play out appropriately, or are they going to rush things?
yeah. And so if you go back and look when they did the turn on Seth, Paul was like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" And
Well, they
then
played that very well.
yeah, they did that very good because I don't think we didn't expect it, and we all know that wasn't the original plan. This whole Vision group wasn't supposed to break up until the middle of
It wasn't
2026.
supposed to happen this fast, is what they're trying to
Yeah,
say.
it wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to happen this quick. But
But the
going
one
back,
thing we've learned with Unreal was that with Triple H in charge,
yep,
they are going to make sure that in certain times when they want things to change, only a few people will actually be told now's the time, just so they can get the proper reactions. So I'm wondering when Breaker split up the Vision and attacked Seth, was that when maybe Triple H said, tonight's the night, and he only told Breaker just so that they could actually get the reaction that they got from Logan, that they got from Paul Heyman that night,
yeah,
because that reaction was not a legit an act. That was a legitimate. Oh my God, what the hell are you doing?
what the hell are we doing? And
Right.
then, I mean, if anybody else is in Paul Heyman's shoes, I'm not gonna fucking say no to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Right.
I'm gonna sit there like the little bitch and raise their hand. Um,
Because I mean, you can tell when Heyman is acting, playing
yep,
along, or
yep,
when he's legit confused, like what just happened? Like, okay, well, I'll play along with this, but like you can see when it's real emotion and when it's
yeah,
acting.
yeah. Paul Heyman is up there
He's a
as
showman for sure.
one of the greatest storytellers in my opinion of
Yes.
all time. I think you know he's a Hall of Famer, yes, but he doesn't get his credit um,
No.
because the dude's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant, and I'll go to you because you were disappointed in that Austin Theory reveal. So, how did you feel about Austin's performance on Raw? And
In the ring.
yeah, did he impress you to be like, okay, all
Um,
right,
okay, I was really disappointed, but he did impress me in the ring.
yeah,
He did. He was not sloppy. He actually did really good.
yeah, yeah,
I just hope they do it right.
yeah. You have to,
That's
you have to build this guy up and don't
yes.
fuck him over this
Do
time.
not mess it up. Build him up good.
Yeah.
Do not disappoint me again. But I'm just glad he's doing good in the ring.
And we were talking about improving himself to the Vision. The Vision
Mhm.
has a very important night on
Yep.
January 5th coming up.
Yep.
So, the rumor mill going around, and I don't trust any of these fucking rumor mills, but if it is the case, the rumor going around on the line is that Braun Breaker's going to win the 2026 Royal Rumble. A lot of people have been sending me that sheet about the fucking entries getting revealed. Dude, that happens every year. Guys,
Yeah.
don't buy into that stuff. It happens every single year, and about 90% of the time, it's completely fucking wrong. So don't buy into that.
What if the ultimate way that Austin Theory could prove himself in the Vision is that he finds a way to interfere in Bronson's and Breaker's match on the 5th,
That's what I was
so
getting ready to
where
say.
he can win. It confirms he wins the match against Punk, so he doesn't have to worry about winning the Royal Rumble.
Mm.
He's already the champ.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people that watch our show and communicate with me keep telling me, man, it's too early. That kid, Bron Breaker, is a fucking superstar.
He's the future.
He is a fucking mega star.
Wow. The only thing I agree with you on that, but his promos here recently,
Yeah.
I got some issues with his promos. I've done some research.
Mm-hmm.
He's been borrowing promos
Yep.
He has.
Mm-hmm.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know.
He might change a word here and there, but he's basically been memorizing promos from other superstars.
Oh,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, MJF,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oba Femi.
Yeah. Oba.
No.
He almost said word for word an Oba promo in an
Word for word. And Oba even replied on Twitter
What
of something along the lines of, I'll take my royalties now since you're copying me, basically.
did
So
and you know
that, and with Oba potentially coming as a free agent maybe soon to the main roster,
Yeah.
and his little shimmy down the wall aisleway maybe in the Rumble, I would love to see that happen if Breaker's in the Rumble and then Oba comes in shortly after while Breaker's in the ring. Yeah, let me cash my receipt on that one and see
yeah,
who's going
buddy.
to repeat anything that's being said then.
Yeah.
That is the man that Breaker should be afraid of at that point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know and you made a very good point. He has been copying promos.
I didn't know that.
But
in any way.
here's my defense for him, and he's my guy, so I had to defend him a little
What's
bit.
the defense?
He's a Steiner. We all know Steiners have never been great on a microphone.
Well, you need to do
Now,
something to
now
your
he's still
words.
he's still good on the mic. I'm not gonna disregard
Yeah.
him on that.
Yeah, the intensity he brings is insane.
He does bring some serious intensity, but at the same time, you've got to bring some originality to it.
Yeah, I'll agree with you
And
guys.
that he hasn't been doing. If you're going to take someone else's promo, then put that damn thing in some chat GBT or something and get
Do
AI
what
to
Cena
rewrite the
did.
damn
Turn
thing
it
for
around
you.
a little bit.
Absolutely. Do what Cena did with the pipe bomb.
Yes.
That
Yes.
to me was the best promo Cena's cut in his entire career.
That was actually really good.
I mean, it was just so good.
Everybody knew it was the same thing, but at the same time, it was different.
Yeah, it was completely. It was Cena's point
It
of
was
view.
Cena's pipe bomb.
Yeah, it was Cena's pipe bomb. But I'll agree with you there. He needs to come up with some stuff on his own. I think he brings the right intensity, but you know, I've
Now,
always
when he attacked Punk the other night, and he
Mhm.
said, "If you ever talk about my family again, I'm going to break you in half or whatever." You know that was original.
Yeah,
That was
that's personal. Yeah, it's getting to the point where he's learning, he's getting better, you know, and he's under a learning tree with Paul Heyman, and he's in such a
right.
great. This is probably the most, as much as we shit on their product, probably the most stacked WWE locker room since the early 2000s. So he's under a learning tree that give him enough time. And I always say that promos are the most important thing in wrestling, to me anyway, because you can do all the flippy dippy shit you want. And that's my one gripe with Javon Evans. He fucking sucks at promos. He fucking sucks. But so does Leon Slater. But like Cornette, and a lot of people are like, you're a Cornette. Yeah, I am a Cornette fan. Fuck off. Like Cornette said, they don't have to do these incredible promos because they fucking make your jaw hit the floor with what they can do.
Yeah. All this stuff.
I understand that. But when you're a main event guy, you have to talk.
You have to.
You can ask her. I cut a promo at least twice a week in a mirror just because it's something that that's how growing up, with a disability, you get picked on. But when you can say something to somebody else and then they're fucking like, what did he just say?
You did something.
Then you can shut them up. So promos to me have always been very important. I can cut a promo on anybody on the planet and either build them up or bring them down.
Don't do me. Don't do one to bring me down. I know a lot of stuff you can say.
So you're right about that. But to me, man, he's still a guy. Like he's the guy that my kids will look at. The way I look at Roman Reigns, and personally, like we I say John Cena is the greatest of all time, but that argument can be brought across generations. You know, people that grew up in the golden era say that Hogan's the greatest of all time, which I don't know anybody that fucking says that. People that grew up in the Attitude Era say that The Rock's the GOAT or Stone Cold's the greatest. But my
Everyone
kids
has
will look at
different
Braun
opinions.
Breaker the way that this generation, growing up now, watching wrestling, the way that this generation looks at Roman Reigns. Because 20 years from now, I wouldn't be mad if somebody said, no, Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, John Cena calls him the GOAT. So, you know, he's still a guy. I do agree he needs to work on his promos. Are we ready to move to SmackDown? Anything else you want to cover?
No, I'm good on Raw.
All right. So let's move to Dynamite.
Okay.
I didn't watch NXT this week, so I'm not going to cover it. I know Tatum. We'll talk about Tatum Paxley for a second because you are very excited. She
Hate
came
him.
through with a
Hate him. Hold up.
chainsaw.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hate him. Hate him. My girl.
You have to imagine it again.
That girl. That
Visual.
girl. Mm. In a spot that I wasn't expecting, she has brought a new layer of psycho.
Yeah.
And let me rephrase that, a psycho sexy
Yes.
that is just damn.
Perfect.
Yeah. And she took it a new level of a chainsaw. And she legitimately cut that wall
Yeah.
and broke through it and then just unleashed hell and madness and just sexy. And oh my God, it was just amazing.
That was the shucky ducky quack quack moment
That
of
was that
the week.
she rewrote that definition.
Yeah. That was definitely the shucky ducky quack quack moment of the week. We need to bring back the what the fuck moments of the week too. But there hasn't been a what the fuck moment in quite a bit of quite a bit of time. Um but moving forward to Dynamite, I didn't catch this full match because for some reason, they had the Christmas Story marathon on for
Oh, yeah.
Christmas. So Dynamite came on like an hour earlier, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know it. Yeah, look at this bruise, guys.
Jesus
Look, y'all say,
Christ.
look, this is one of the biggest downfalls of having cerebral palsy. I don't even know how this happened.
I
This
didn't
is
do
fucking
that.
bruised. It's bruised.
I didn't do that.
I'll wake up with bruises. I don't even know how to get them. But I caught the tail end of the opening match. Drew, I think you were a little bit, you caught it before I did, and then you messaged me and was like, holy shit, they're on at 7 o'clock.
Well, we didn't know
Yeah, I
that.
was not expecting.
Yeah. We weren't either. So I caught the tail end of the opening match, which was, I believe, Takeshna
Yep,
and
on Crafty and Teshna. And that was
yeah,
amazing. It really was. And
yeah,
they put on a hell of a show. And Orange Cassidy got defeated,
yep,
but it came down to the wire.
yeah.
It really did.
And I think
Um,
with this tournament, like when we're getting close, tonight is the semifinals.
yes.
So the closer we've got to the end of this tournament, the closer the matches have gotten, which is how a tournament should be fucking done. I love this Red Robin style of tournament. Um, I love it. I think WWE needs to. I wouldn't be mad if they did King of the Ring like this, where it takes a month. Because I think, in my opinion, King of the Ring should have its own pay per view. Um,
Like it used to.
it used to. It did. It used to. Um, King of the Ring 1997, I believe, was the time that freaking Mankind and Undertaker put on the crazy Hell in a Cell match. Um, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I would love WWE to take, and there's nothing wrong with taking from the competition and learning and building on what they're doing good to make your product better. That's what competition is. You look at your competition, see what you can do better, maybe steal some ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would love for them to do the King of the Ring like this, where it takes place because this tournament's been going on for like a month and a half. Um, it's been a very good build. And as much as I hate Orange Cassidy, because I don't think that like comedy in wrestling has a place. Mr. Iguana, fucking adore that guy because he
Right.
doesn't make wrestling look stupid. He knows when to be comedic with his whole iguana playing dead thing, but he also knows when to take wrestling serious.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with Orange Cassidy, this motherfucker makes everything he does, unless he gets really mad and had a really good competitive match with somebody else that he's in the ring with, makes wrestling look like a fucking joke. How you gonna wrestle and then put your hands in your pockets? That's gonna make your opponent look fucking stupid. Um, you know, so like as much as I hate that motherfucker, because I do, he put on a banger with Takeshita. From what I caught, I only caught the tail end of it. I haven't went back and watched it. I might do that after the pay per view tonight on HBO Max. Um, because of course I watch Dynamite through my cable provider, which is YouTube TV. Um, but
So quick rundown. Um,
yep, go ahead.
so there was Takeshita beat Orange Cassidy,
Yep,
and then the Bang Bang Gang won an FTR in a Chicago Street Fight, which that's what we're getting at World's End.
yeah, that's gonna be a
And
banger.
then there was a Blue League match of Dorada versus Roderick Strong, and Dorada won. Um, let's see. There was a face-to-face interview between Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter, which that's going to be one hell of a match tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. MJF had his first match since being back against Dustin Waller, took him out very quickly. And
Yep,
then all of a sudden, here comes Hangman and Swerve, and they absolutely whooped the dog shit out of him,
yeah,
which was surprised about.
yep. And we'll talk about that
Um,
more in depth in a second, but he's running down the card for you guys.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, roll
AEW
him.
Women's Tag Team Champs, Babes of Wrath, were just getting ready for their title defense coming up tonight, which again is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the Bandito versus Ricochet to get the shot at the Maximum Carnage ring, which Bandito won that, which that was an amazing match as well. Darby Allin got thrown down the flight of steps by Gabe Kidd, which they're going to have an amazing match tonight. Marina Sharif defeated Mina Shakara, which that's going to be another amazing four-way or fatal four tag team match tonight. Um, Young Bucks are injured, even though the Elite are reunited. But I'm curious as to what Omega is going to be doing because he made this small little promo. I'm going to go do something on my own.
That I should have done a long time ago.
Yeah, and then we had one hell of a match between Jungle Jack Perry versus Pac or versus
Oh my,
Pac.
bro.
That was just
Holy
fucking.
shit.
That was fucking amazing to end the show.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I believe that Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Jungle Boy actually pulled off the win.
Yeah,
But then Christmas night, there was another episode
which I
because
did not catch.
they didn't have anything tonight because of
Mm-hmm.
the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And in that one, Protostar Jack or Kyle Fletcher defeated Jungle Jack Perry. So that put Kyle Fletcher in tonight's event. And then let's see, Takeshita defeated Dorada, so he is now 13 points. He's in tonight's event. And then Roderick Strong pulled off a miracle and beat Claudio Castagnoli. So that's why he's not in tonight's event, which I'm actually pissed off about.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed off too. I love Roddy Strong, but god damn it.
Yeah, Claudio, they need to do something with him or he needs to get out of AEW because I'm getting sick of this.
Go back to
Um,
WWE.
we had the first draw in the tournament,
I didn't see this. So
and it was the Jet Kevin Knight versus Pac, the first one to end in a draw. Um, Darby Allin finally got a little bit of revenge on Gabe Kidd and accepted the challenge for tonight's match. There was a non-title tag team match with the AEW Women's Tag Team Champs, Babes of Wrath, versus Maya World and is it Hyan? Hyan.
high end.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah, Hyan and Babes of Wrath won. Then there was a match between John Moxley and Orange Cassidy, which John Moxley won, which led him into tonight's match.
Yep. I mean, some of this stuff. And I got the world's in card pulled up, so we'll do predictions after we cover SmackDown and stuff. Um, but these semifinal matches are going to be crazy. I'm looking at this card right now, and I can already tell you who the final is going to be. I think it's going to be now. I'm a big Takeshita guy, so I really want Takeshita to beat Okada, but I don't think he's going to do it. So I think the final of this tournament is going to be Kyle Fletcher versus Okada, and I think that's going to steal the fucking show. Wait, yeah, steal the daggone show. I
And
don't know if
if
there's
it was
years
WWE, I
on
bet
it
you it
still.
would be Moxley beating Fletcher, and then it would be Takeshita beating Okada.
Yeah, yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that, and
Oh,
you know,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are these matches allowed to end in a draw?
I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. But here's the thing. Here, oh,
Could
he's
you
got me
imagine
excited
if
now.
both matches ended in a draw
We
and it
got to
ends
do
up
a
being
triple threat or a fatal
but
four
it
way.
made a fatal four-way for the
Oh my
title?
God. Good Lord.
Or if it was Fletcher beats Moxley and it's Okada and Takeshita, ends up being a draw. And it's
That's
the
what they're
triple
going to
threat
do.
we
That's what
actually
they're going to
wanted.
do. Holy fucking shit. That's what they're going to
And it's
do.
the triple threat we actually wanted. The triple threat in the Don Callis family.
Oh, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. That's exactly
So
what they're
that
going
was
to
the
do.
original build before the tournament even started.
Yeah. I mean, Takeshita and Okada have some real fucking beef going on. Um, that's what
And
they're going
Fletcher
to
was
do.
pissed off that he lost his title because
Yeah.
of them.
Oh, he was mad. He's mad. So here. Okay, I'm changing my opinion. I'm not gonna. We're gonna do a prediction after we cover SmackDown. There's only a couple things I want to talk about on SmackDown, but
All right, yeah, let's go to SmackDown. Sorry.
I'll go to SmackDown now. Then we'll cover World's End and we'll tell y'all everything that I got going cooking up in my head right now. Oh my
All right,
God.
let's do it.
So the only thing I want to really cover from SmackDown, man, is this Cody and Drew thing. Actually, that's not the only thing I want to cover. Let me talk
I was
about
about to come through the screen and smack you.
my dog, my guy. He don't miss. I'm telling y'all. Carmelo him Hayes has finally not just became him, but has became champion when he beat Ilya Dragunov in an absolute, in my opinion, match of the year contender for
Oh,
the
it was
US.
match of the week. It was
Yeah,
match of the week.
it was match of the week so far, and we're going to do that every week now. I want to start doing that where I want to write down my match of the week, and if we have different opinions, then that's another talking point for the podcast. But this was definitely match of the week for me. I've been following Mello since he was in the Indies. A lot of people didn't know he was even in the Indies. They think he's a homegrown talent from WWE. No, he's been grinding, and he was picked up by WWE. And this dude, I've been a fan of him for so long. I mean, when we were going to wrestling school, my best friend Nathan, who will make an appearance on this podcast at some point, I just don't know when. He's got a wedding coming up. He's fucking looking for a house, doing adult shit. Um, we in wrestling school got called Little Mellow and Little Trick because I was his Trick Williams to his Carmelo Hayes in a sense to where, let's be honest, Nate's not good on the microphone.
No, he's not a
So
good talker.
so our trainer, in school, I brought this idea to him, and he was like, "Yeah, because that's what he needs. He's decent in the ring. He can get that done. He understands that, but he can't talk to save his life, and you can. So let's put you two together, and you talk for him. Um, and so it would always make my coach smile because like he would put us in there with not to change the subject, but I want to tell the story. He would put us in there with my boy Troy Parker, who is a phenomenal independent wrestler and needs to be signed somewhere. I don't know how he's not already. And he was the best talker, in my opinion, in that class. And every time he would say something and Nate would go to say something, and I had a little bit where Nate would go to talk, and I'd be like, no, 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 no. Let the professional talk for you. You do the in-ring stuff. I got this. And every time I would just cook him. And so that became our name in wrestling school. And so to see Mello finally be appreciated, and I think Triple H is starting to realize I wasted his fucking talent for so long. Like, you put him in a fucking tag team with The Miz, fucking awful. You brought him down from NXT or up from NXT where he was a fucking main event star there, and you wasted him for such a long time. But he got his belt, man, and that's not the only thing he got for Christmas. Him and Kalani Jordan, posing in front of the Christmas tree with the U.S. title. I just want to say, you lucky little bastard. You got a title and Cody Jordan on Christmas.
Thing
Damn,
he got for Christmas. That ain't the only thing he got for Christmas.
Jesus.
He's got a target on his back now because there's other people that want that title from him.
Yeah, and here's the thing: a lot of people are saying online, "I hope Melo continues the U.S. Open title." I think that'll be a thing until a heel wins the belt because they've done a really good job with this title. And a lot of, like John said, he doesn't really like how it's bouncing back and forth. I do. I think there's one title that needs to do that, and if it's going to be the U.S. title, I'm fine with that because that gives an opportunity for these guys that didn't have a match last week or 4 weeks ago to have a match and show how good they are.
Continental title too, in my opinion.
They need to do that with the IC title too. I couldn't even tell. I mean, I know Dom's the champion, but I love Dom. You don't really do nothing with the belt when he has it. So do something with it. Melo finally getting his shot. He said he was delayed. He said one of the best lines I think of the year in a promo backstage. He said, "I was delayed but not denied." And that to me really gosh, that kid is so talented. Both of those guys. Ilya Dragunov is a future world champion. I'm calling it now. Future world champion. That guy made everybody he looked in the ring with. And there were rumors going backstage that nobody wanted to wrestle him because they were exhausted afterwards.
Yep.
He makes everybody. If you put him in there with fucking Orange Cassidy, he would make Orange Cassidy look like a fucking main eventer.
Yeah.
Because everybody that he's in the ring with, he's on this level. And I'm not saying the guys that he wrestled, in this run weren't great people, but they were people that were kind of stuck in a rut in their career. And he elevated them to a whole fucking different level every time that he stepped in the ring with them. He had consistently the best match of the week on WWE television, week after week. So I just hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I hope y'all do something with him. Send him after Gunther for God's sake. But yes, I'm so happy for you, Melo, man. And if you somehow come across this, congratulations, my dog. I've been with you from the very beginning, and you don't miss. So keep on doing it because you are him. I love you, man. I hope you do great things with that title. I know you're going to, and I know Trick Williams is going to be the bitch that Trick is and take it off of you. But I'm okay with that because that's the only person I'll be okay with. It still pissed me off, but it's still like his Trick Williams is his kryptonite. So, but the other thing I want to jump to you about this U.S. title, man. How do you feel about the title change? Are you happy with it? Are you mad? A lot of people say that Ilya Dragunov's run
Yep.
the title was very disappointing. I don't know what y'all talking
about. I think that it was very respectful at the end of him putting the title on him.
On him? No pun intended. Because he is him, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not upset with him losing it. Thought it was very awesome that the show of respect at the end, where he lost the title. He put the title on the guy that beat him for it and raised his hand at the afterwards. The show of respect was amazing, and he kept his word. He wanted him at his best. He got him at his best, and he got bested. So that's something that he wanted from every competitor. Anytime that he had an open challenge, which is every open challenge, is what you've always wanted. Step their game up to try to take the belt off you, and this time it actually happened. So you can't be mad about that when that's what you're asking for someone in the back to come and try. This time it actually happened. So you got what you asked for. I hope Melo does a great job with it. I hope he continues with it. I hope he's not one of the other
transitional champions
that are just holding on to something and not do anything with it, because that's where we're starting to get annoying.
With every belt in the company,
somebody needs to do something to where every belt every week or every other week is defended, and
for fuck's sake,
non-title defense. It is an actual defense.
Yes,
because it's getting old of them just prancing around with it. If it's a story build, okay, but at least once a month or every other week, you're defending that damn championship.
Or for fuck's sake, just bring back Night of Champions.
That too. But don't have it where it's champion versus champion.
No, have it to where every championship is defended on the card.
Yeah.
Even the NXT belts, have them come up on the main roster and defend their belt.
That would mean you have to have more than 4 matches. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. The Cardinal Sin. We got, hold on, let me just count before we get on to the Drew and Cody. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches.
9.
I'm pretty sure. Right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
4.
10. Okay, I missed one. 10 fucking matches.
And I have no idea if any of them are going to be technically pre-show matches.
Yeah. What the fuck are we doing? I'm so sick of this 4 fucking
4
match card pay-per-views because we're paying for the ESPN subscription.
Yeah.
Both of us do. We pay $30 fucking a month for 4 matches and a shit ton of commercials.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, it makes me angry. But moving forward to the Cody and Drew situation. Now, we said last week.
It just said.
They're going at it.
We said last week that I think MJF had the best promo of the year, and I said Cody Rhodes had the best promo of the year. I think Drew McIntyre had the best promo of the year last night. And it was so simple and so quick.
Yeah.
But holy shit. For the first time since, 2019, 2018, technically? I don't know. Well, I mean, we can count that as the WWE 3 Stages of Hell, but we really haven't seen a main roster 3 Stages of Hell match since the year I was fucking born. I'm pretty sure. Let Magic Fingers do his thing and Google it for us, figure it out. But I'm pretty sure the year I was born, 2003, was the last main roster 3 Stages of Hell match.
2013, John Cena versus Ryback pay-per-view at.
Oh, yeah, because they had the ambulance match. Okay. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay. It's still over 10 years. So we're getting a 3 Stages of Hell. We don't know the stipulations yet. That'll come. And they're doing it in Berlin, Germany.
Drew's That's going to be the first time it's not on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's going to be a SmackDown. I believe the first SmackDown of the second SmackDown of the new year, correct? Second or third one?
Second.
Okay, second SmackDown of the year. Holy shit. I'm so excited about this because this is one of my favorite match types of all time. I can't tell you how many times me and somebody who shall not be named on this podcast put on 3 Stages of Hell matches in our backyard wrestling days.
I'm just curious. This is going to be the first one that's on televised TV, not pay-per-view. So is it going to be a very, very watered down version of the match?
Hear me out. I know that's my biggest fear too. But we're historically, to me, Cody Rhodes is the one that brought back color to WWE. In a way. Because this dude has bled more than anybody, I believe, on the main roster in his matches. If I'm not mistaken. So I think it's going to surprise us. I think we're going to get a fucking war between those guys.
That's what I want to see.
I don't see Drew taking the title off Cody because we're super close to WrestleMania, but gosh.
I'd like to see
it. They're going back to 3-hour episodes of SmackDown starting this coming up week.
Yep.
Who's to say Cody doesn't lose the title?
But then where does that put Drew in the WrestleMania picture? That's what I'm saying.
Who says Cody doesn't win Elimination Chamber?
Oh, shit.
He doesn't need to win Rumble.
No, he don't need to win it 3 fucking years in a row.
No.
Or, 3 times.
Right. But he could win Chamber.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Because I've historically said it. And she's a brand.
But let Let Cody lose. Let Drew win. Let Brock Lesnar win the chamber. Let Brock Lesnar go after Drew at Mania.
Yeah, because their match wasn't in front of people. So they could run that back.
And let Brock beat Drew at Mania to get revenge after the last one. And then let Brock keep the title until SummerSlam and then lose it at SummerSlam
To Gunther.
to Gunther.
And then you could set up Ilya versus. I like that. I like that a lot.
Now it takes your main people out of the equation when it comes to that pre-recorded Mania preview or that advertisement,
Yeah.
but it keeps one of them in there.
Yeah.
Because if, let's just say for shits and giggles, let's say Breaker beats Punk on the 5th
Get her in a minute.
and he's the world champ. Let's say Cody loses the belt on the 9th or whatever, and Drew is now the US or the WWE champ.
Go scare the shit out of her.
That gets Punk out. That gets Cody out of that replaces him with Breaker and replaces him with McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
So then you still got Roman. You still got Brock in there.
We're not cutting any of this out, guys. The cat has gotten to a closed door.
Roman could then take on Breaker
Mm-hmm.
at Mania for the title. Brock could take on Drew at Mania for that title.
Mm-hmm. But where does that leave Punk?
That takes Punk and that takes Cody out of the picture.
Yeah.
Give them the pay-per-views off. They main evented last year's pay-per-views.
Yeah, but it is the Super Bowl of wrestling. So I don't see them
really sitting out of it, but that really throws the monkey wrench in it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see, with the way they've done things and pre-recording this shit the way they have so early and so much, I don't see, in order to make this really believable, there's no way Cody should win. There's no way Punk should win. Make this really entertaining and be worth it. They both should lose the title coming up at their matches.
Yeah.
They really should. Now, do they get it back prior? Maybe.
Could be.
But still, they should lose their titles.
Yeah.
But when you look at the women's, though, you still have Tiffany in there. You don't. I mean, you've got.
We don't even know where the fuck she's at.
You've got Becky on there. She doesn't have her title anymore. You've got. You don't have Stephanie on there, but she does have the title. So I mean, you've got people that don't have gold that are in it, that do have gold that are not in it. So like, why did they record those people to be in it? It makes no sense.
To throw us off, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, only time will tell. We're very scarily close to WrestleMania, which is to me usually, and I know a lot of people say, well, the Rumble's where you can kind of piece your WrestleMania card together, but usually this time of year for me is when I can go, okay, that guy's gonna face that guy. This is gonna set up this. The Rumble's gonna, something's gonna happen between these two at the Rumble that's gonna set up that.
Since WrestleMania 40,
yeah,
they've been rushing everything prior to a pay-per-view.
Yes, and it's like we don't have a fucking clue of what that WrestleMania card looks like.
And WrestleMania 40 was the last time we actually had multiple nights of more than 4 matches.
Yeah. Was WrestleMania 40 4 matches per night? I don't remember.
WrestleMania 41 had 14 matches spread across 2 nights.
Okay, so 7 matches a night. Okay. All right. That's not too bad, I guess.
But there's no number of matches yet for WrestleMania 42.
Mm-mm. We don't know a single fucking match
Maybe
on that card.
they will have more than 4 matches a night,
Yeah.
which is
Uh,
asinine.
yeah, I know. It's crazy. But I want to go back to this promo. I'm gonna start first. I think this is probably Drew McIntyre's best promo of his career. Um, honestly, I really do. Because the stipulation in this whole feud right now is that if Cody Rhodes goes and even lays one finger on Cody Rhodes,
They'll rip him from the.
he's stripped of the WWE Championship. So Drew McIntyre apologizes to Dan Engler. After the apology, rips poor Dan Engler apart. If I was Dan Engler, I would have slapped him in the fucking mouth. Poor Dan Engler, man. You got kicked in the face and then
I
fucking made it to
know.
look like a bitch on live television. That's not cool. I love Dan Engler though. He's a great guy. He has a TikTok that is hilarious. If you guys haven't looked it up, go look it up. It's hilarious. It's got his kids, his wife. He does like really funny skits. He's a great dude. Funny guy. But yeah, he got embarrassed, and then Drew, antagonized Cody, telling him, I wish your wife was here to see what a real daddy looks like. I wish your kids were here to see what a real daddy looks like.
The real cherry on top.
And then the biggest cherry on top, he told him the stipulation, and Cody was like, agreed. Cody was pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
He was pissed. And so he goes, and Cody, one more thing. Let's breathe for a second, which is a pure pro move. He didn't rush the line. He let it breathe for a second. And he said, when I subject you to torture and I send you straight to hell, say hello to your dad for me. Oh my God. And here is another thing that a lot of people are ignoring. Cody Rhodes hit Nick Aldis with a back elbow.
Yeah.
He's been taking shots at the former NWA World Champion, Nick Aldis. Arguably Cody's biggest rival other than Roman Reigns when it comes to professional wrestling. So could we see a Cody Rhodes Nick Aldis match down the line?
Okay, you say that. You say that.
That's what a lot of people are ignoring.
Let Drew win. Keep the belt. You've got Cody versus Nick Aldis at WrestleMania in your back pocket.
Yeah. And that would arguably bring people to the seats. I mean, I grew up with him as Magnus in TNA. The dude is incredible. Of course, as I got older, I branched out to his independent work, and his stuff in the NWA was insanely good. Insanely.
That would be make sure that Cody does. If he doesn't have the belt, that would definitely be one hell of a match to have at Mania.
My thing is, what if? Oh, I just thought about something. Okay, hear me out. What if Drew is beating the absolute hell out of Cody Rhodes, and Nick Aldis comes out and stops the match and throws in the towel? Because he keeps telling him, as your friend, keep your emotions in check. So the perfect story to set up that match, if we're getting into WrestleMania, as your friend, I saw you getting your ass kicked and you were a bloody mess. And I came out there as your friend, as a guy who knows your kids, as a guy who has sat down at your dinner table with your wife, didn't want your kids or your wife to see you go through that. So I made the decision because you couldn't make it, because you're too prideful, because you're a Rhodes. I threw in the towel for you.
That Hell in a Cell match we had with Rollins, I don't see that happening with the torn pec and still having that hell of a match.
Yeah, but I mean, it would set it up perfectly.
It would. But then I would see Cody actually just stop and then beat the holy shit out of him.
That's how we could get a heel Cody Rhodes. Like, I feel like there's something with Nick Aldis because he keeps throwing little shots at Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I hear you there.
He said the week before, I don't work for you, you work for me. And then yesterday, he said, say hello to your dad for me. And poor Nick, just being the good friend he is, Cody, don't do it. I don't want to do this to you. And he elbowed the fuck out of him.
Yep.
So as not Nick Aldis, the general manager, but I'm talking about Nick Aldis, the former NWA fucking world heavyweight champion. There's got to be a point where you go, you know what, motherfucker, you're forgetting who I am. Enough
Oh,
of this shit.
Boots and stuff in the car all the time.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I don't know, but I think we're slowly building towards that. And the professional wrestling fan in me is foaming at the mouth to see it.
Hell yeah.
Because a lot of people that watch the product didn't even know that Nick Aldis used to be a wrestler. Didn't even know that he has the career that he had.
Didn't know that either championship right now has been a performer.
I mean, Adam Pearce in Ring of Honor had a career. All over the world had a career. And we're slowly starting to see the seeds be planted. And there's something in the back of my mind. I don't know if he'll throw in the towel, but Nick Aldis is going to have to play a role in this match. I have a feeling he's going to have to. Because you're setting it up. The smart marks, like we're smart marks, let's be honest. We see that. The casual fan's like, oh, he just elbowed the general manager. He's probably going to tell you fine. Because the casual fan doesn't know Nick Aldis. They don't know Magnus. They just know Nick Aldis, the manager.
Right.
But to me, from a storyline perspective, a former NWA world champion, a guy who is married to probably one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time in Mickie James, he's going to have enough. He's going to say, all right, you know what? Fuck this general manager shit. I'm putting back on my boots. I'm going to show you exactly who I am because I think you forgot who I was. Because that was another line Cody said. I think you forgot who I am. No, Cody, I think you've forgotten who you're dealing with, who you just elbowed in the back of in the face last night. So I have a feeling he's going to play a role in this match. I'm very excited to see it. But what was your take on the promo and the segment in general?
I'm interested in seeing. I want to know what the actual match stipulations are going to be.
Me too.
What each level are going to be, and then from once I know that, then I'm going to be able to determine from there how I think the match is going to go. Because until then, I just know that Cody can take one of a bit of a punishment.
Yep.
We've seen him literally stand there and get whooped by a belt because well, not even just with a torn pec. I'm talking about an AEW when he allowed MJF to beat the shit out of him with the
10
belt.
lashes.
He agreed to the 10 lashes. And those were some brutal shots.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about it. He just said, if I lose, 10 lashes. And he took it. Just held on to the ropes and took it. The man can take a beating. So whether it's pay-per-view or live TV, damn. So once we know what each level of the match is going to be, then I'll know from there how I'm going to perceive it.
How it's going to play out. All right, guys. Well, we're going to close this episode. Not right now. We got one more thing we're going to do. We're going to give y'all our predictions for what I have a feeling could be pay-per-view of the year. And I say that every time they fucking put on a show because every pay-per-view they have is a goddamn masterpiece.
Review of the year worthy.
Yeah, every show they put on. So I'm going to go in order here just from the card I want to say. All right, so let's start with this probably the least match I'm looking forward to. This 8-person tag match. You have the conglomeration. Oh, no. Dan, that's the Black Cool Combat. Why is Tony Storm interjected into this match?
That is so she can get revenge from Mira.
Okay. That makes sense. So you have the conglomeration versus the Death Riders.
Tony Storm is part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, with Tony Storm. Man, this was hard because I could see either side winning this. But I'll go with the baby faces. I'll go with the conglomeration to get the win. What are your thoughts on that match, bud?
Because I love Tony Storm.
She is a diamond in the rough.
I don't see her winning this match.
Okay.
I see her, the way her 2025 has been, I see it ending in a loss.
Oh, I can see that. Okay, so we're split
It's going to
on
force
our
her
opinion.
back to get out of the timeless character and force her back to the original Tony Storm.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Um,
She's going to
so
protect herself.
it's another rare occurrence on this podcast where me and you don't agree. I can see where you're coming from, 100%. But AEW's track record tells me that baby faces go over in this match, and the Death Riders haven't had a great year. Um,
But it's
so
John Moxley not in this match, though.
is he not?
John Moxley is not in
Oh
this
yeah,
match.
he's in the other match. Okay, yeah, then
So
then I'll
that's why
switch. Yeah,
I think they might win this match.
yeah, I think the combat. Yeah, I almost called it a Blackpool Combat Club. Jesus Christ, the Death Riders are gonna get this. I can agree with that. All right. So we're agreeing on that. I think Tony Storm and the conglomeration might lose now that John Moxley's not in this match. Now that I'm looking, I don't know why I thought he was because he's in one of the semifinals. The next match we got. I kind of want to save the semifinals and finals and the main event for last. I'm gonna go with FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang in a street fight. Who you got winning this match?
As much as I like the Bang Bang Gang, I think FTR is going to retain.
I don't think they do.
I think they
Uh,
retain.
Granted, I love me some FTR, but the Bang Bang Gang is super over. I think Jay White might make an appearance tonight. So,
Unless there's some outside interference, I
sure.
think
Yeah, he's one.
FTR is going
Let's
to
go
retain.
check on him. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep my. We're normally on the same page on this podcast, but I think we're gonna see a returning Jay White help the Bang Bang Gang out tonight. So I'm gonna go with the Bang Bang Gang on that one. And Drew is gonna go with FTR. Correct?
Yep.
The next match, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew, you're gonna crucify me, man, but I'm not a big fan of the Babes of Wrath.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me get something here. Let me get something here.
Okay,
Let's
all right.
actually see something here. Let's see something here. All right. I'm actually going to write down these predictions.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So we said, sorry for just taking a second. So you're
Okay.
saying, um, you say Death Riders and Death Riders getting the win?
Yep. Death Riders get the win in the tag team match.
Okay. And you're saying Bang Bang Gang?
Bang Bang Gang gets the titles off of FTR with the help of Jay White tonight.
All right. I'm saying FTR. All right. Next match.
Next match I'm gonna cover is, and you're gonna crucify me, but I don't really like the Babes of Wrath.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I like Babes of Wrath is because of
They both sexy as hell.
yeah. Harley is just damn.
Damn. I'm really not a fan of their tag team.
Harley to me is AEW's version of Maxine.
Yes, absolutely. Completely
Yeah.
agree with that. But I do not like these two as a tag team. I think the wrong team won this tournament. I think Marina Shafir and what's her face? Wasn't that the finals? Wasn't it the Babes of Wrath and Marina Shafir and that other person?
I mean, it was Babes Wrath versus Tony Storm, and because
Oh, okay. Then yeah, definitely the wrong person won. What is it?
it was Tony and Mina Shavir in the semifinals.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think the wrong team won this tournament. I think that Marina Sharakawa and Tony should have won. So I'm gonna go with as much as I don't like them as a team, I don't see them losing their titles to Mercedes Monet and Athena. So I'm gonna go with the Babes of Wrath in that women's tag team title match. Who you got for that one? Who you gonna write down as your prediction?
The way that Mercedes has been losing belts here recently, I'm
Yes.
saying Babes.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think her and Athena aren't gonna because they have a history. Athena was the one that beat her for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship
Right.
at the
But this is
last.
this is only for the tag team championships.
Yep.
So I don't see her gaining any extra belts.
No, I see them losing 100%. As much as I
Belt.
don't like the Bases Wrath, I don't think Athena
Yeah.
and Mercedes Monet are going to mesh well as a team. So, for that reason,
All right, what you got next?
I got now. We only have a couple more left. We got Darby Allen versus Gabe Kidd. Is there any stipulation in this match, by the way?
Just a straight up match, I believe.
Why? We've built it
I-
up for weeks that we've built it up for weeks that he threw him down the steps. Darby fucking tied him to the back of a car and drug him down the road in a fucking body bag.
I don't know. It shows here that there's no like stipulations of like a false count anywhere or anything like that. So
Yeah, and this would have been the match to do it. I like both these guys. I think Gabe Kidd is very underrated. I think he's a shining star in the Death Riders. This one's kind of tough for me, but I'm gonna go with Darby Allen.
okay, you're going Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Something's telling me the upset. I'm going Gabe Kidd,
Okay, all right.
which is funny because like I'm looking. You were mentioning, is there any type of stipulation?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the card here, and it shows the Death Riders versus Timeless Tony Storm, the conglomeration.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mixed nuts mayhem. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh yeah, I see it on the card here. What the hell does that mean?
I mean, I guess we'll find out when it happens, but hearing mixed nuts mayhem and there's Tony Storm and
Marina Shafir.
no, it's Tony Storm and Briscoe on the same team.
Oh Jesus.
Mixed nuts mayhem. That's worrisome.
Yeah, that's gonna be a match to really pay attention to now. Oh wow,
All
that's
right.
gonna be good.
Sisters of Sin versus Hyan and Maya World.
High-end and my does okay. So these no, I'm not even seeing this on the card, like the graphic for the show.
Or upcoming tag team championship match.
Oh, so it's a number one contenders match.
I believe so.
Okay, I'm not seeing it on the graphic here. That's why I didn't mention it. Who'd you say was involved?
Sisters of Sin versus Hyan and Maya World.
I'm gonna go with the Sisters of Sin. I think they're on a roll. So keep it going. Keep them on that roll they're going because they're fantastic. That's a tag
I'm
team that I really enjoy. A group I really enjoy.
I'm going with Sisters of Sin as well.
Yeah.
All right. If we're leaving those others for the final, then the next is the AEW Women's World Championship. Chris
Yep.
Statlander, Jamie Hayter.
This one's tough for me because I like both of these women, and the internet is gonna crucify me. I think, other than her match winning the title and retaining from Mercedes Monet, you know, she's probably been the worst women's champion in AEW history in Chris Statlander. Um, I just don't think I don't think she can talk on the microphone very good. I don't think she's fantastic in the ring. I think she proven that against Mercedes at the last pay-per-view where they had match of the night, in my opinion. But I don't like her as champion, but I don't see her losing her belt tonight. So I'm gonna go with Chris Statlander to go over Jamie Hayter.
You got Statlander?
Yep, I got Statlander.
I got Hayter.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I'm going with Hayter. All right. So that means we've got now the Continental Classic semifinals. So let's go Kyle Fletcher and John Moxley.
Kyle Fletcher versus John Moxley. I think this one's going to come if there's a time limit, and which I think there should be because there's every match in the tournament has had a time limit. I think it's going to come down the wire, but I think Kyle Fletcher is going to be another breakout performance tonight. And I think Kyle Fletcher is going to get the win over John Moxley.
I've got Fletcher as well. All right. So we got Okada versus Takeshita.
I think if there's time limits, which we don't know if there is, I think this one goes to a tie where they just beat the shit out of each other for 20 minutes straight. And I think that sets up our final to be that Don Callis family triple threat between Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Okada for the Continental Championship.
I'm the exact same way. Well, that's what I'm hoping, I should say.
Yeah. It should not be 57 degrees on December 27th.
It is 72 here right now.
What?
All right.
Fuck.
So that means we are now at the main event, the fatal four-way between Swerve, Samoa Joe, Hangman, and MJF.
Yeah. This one's also tricky for me, man. I could see either guy walking out with a belt tonight. I think Joe could be another transitional champion, which is I'm okay with. He's great in any role you put him in. I'm gonna go with an upset here, man. My heart is telling me Swerve, just because I love him so much, and I think he does great things with the belt. But something tells me they interjected MJF in this match for a reason. They interjected him for a reason, and there's a guy that had to retire, or well, semi-retire a few months ago that has history with MJF. And that man is Adam Cole, baby. And to me, they never finished what they got started. So I think we're going to see an upset tonight when MJF sneaks his way in and pins Swerve Strickland.
All right, I'm putting you down for that. MJF pinning Swerve.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Are you making a surprise?
I'm gonna say I don't think Samoa Joe walked out with it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he walks out with it either.
And here's why I say that. I think Samoa Joe is gonna be an entrant in the 30-man Rumble.
What?
I think he's gonna be a surprise entrant in the 30-man Rumble.
You think he's on his way back to the Fed?
Because the fact that he is not too far from retiring himself.
Yeah, and Triple H is back in control, and he is historically a Triple H guy.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
he's gonna lose the belt tonight, take a little bit of time off, and he will be either at the Rumble or the night after the Rumble. He makes an appearance like he did when he
Beat up
swiped
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Do we know when his AEW contract is expired?
Hold on.
He's been there for quite some time now.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, well, his contract's not set to expire until 2027, but something, I don't know, something about it just makes me feel like he's done and like going WWE. I'm still sticking with that thought, even though we've already.
I mean, we've seen it before. I mean, people get out of their contracts early all the time.
Yeah.
So,
But he's already admitted he's done. He's got like a year left in him.
yeah.
So whether that means that he's got a year left with AEW or just wrestling in general, I I don't think he keeps the title.
Mm-hmm.
But who wins it?
Mm-hmm. It's tricky, man.
I really want to see Swerve with the belt.
Me too. My heart wants to see Swerve, but my brain tells me
Swerve.
MJF came back for a reason.
I would really like to see Swerve versus Hangman.
Yeah,
I would love to be like a feud between them two, like a couple rounds of just them two going at it.
Yeah.
But they make a dangerous duo of a tag team.
As well, yeah.
At the same time, MJF with the belt is just vicious.
And you also have to think Adam Cole, at the beginning of the year kind of had to semi-retire. Man, who's not to say he's good to go?
I'm just sticking with Swerve.
Okay. All right. So I got MJF pinning Swerve. The reason I say that is because of that promo on Wednesday.
I got Swerve pinning Joe.
Okay, okay. So I had MJF pinning Swerve, and the only reason I say that is because of that promo on Wednesday. I mean, the hell, Hangman was pretty much Swerve's bitch during that moment
Yeah.
because he held him down, and Swerve got to be the star of that moment. Um, so for that very reason, if I had to pick another prediction, it would be that I don't see Joe walking out with this belt. I don't. Um, so if it's not MJF, I could see Hangman pinning Swerve.
I do see Samoa getting his groupies involved in the
Yeah.
match.
Oh, 1000% the ops are going to be involved.
Yeah. All of them.
So, but that leaves the question: if they all are there, who do MJF have? Who does MJF have? Who does Hangman have? I mean, he has the elite, but who does Swerve have to watch his back, and who does MJF have to watch his back? It's going to be a very interesting main event. I think it's going to be match of the night, excluding these Continental
You say
Classic matches.
you said Hangman has the elite.
Yeah, and the Dark Order. He's got two options.
Omega never really said what he was going to go take care of on his own.
Hangman. Oh shit. Can we scrap my prediction real quick? I think Hangman's walking out of this with the belt. I think Kenny Omega comes out and stands there and is like, I want that. Oh,
Because now the bucks are not medically cleared.
are they
No, no,
not medically cleared or are they work not medically cleared?
they're not wrestling for a while as of that promo the other night.
Yeah.
That's why Omega stated he's got some stuff he wants to go take care of on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that he is going to go help Hangman get the belt so he can go get it himself and he can be champ for a while? Or makes you wonder.
All I'm asking that if that is the case, God damn it, give me Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for that world championship.
Speaking of someone who hasn't been around for a while,
My guy, my bro, my
oh,
dog.
night that would be a hell of a return tonight.
I would shit my pants.
And does anybody know that group? Is there anybody involved that he has major history with? Or was it the Death Riders that took him out?
It was the Death Brothers that took him out.
Okay. Now, is
Technically has a history with everybody in this main event.
hypothetical. Let's just say for shits and giggles. What if Moxley actually won the Classic?
Oh, fuck me.
And then the lights go out and Ospreay comes back.
God, this is going to be such a good show. Man, they do this to us every time.
They could do so much shit with it.
I know. And that's the thing. You know me. I think Will Ospreay's the greatest wrestler on the planet today.
With it being the pay-per-view of the year, they've got to have one hell of a return. Now, the downfall is they had a major return last pay-per-view with Swerve coming back.
Yeah.
So would they take the chance of having another major return at the very next pay-per-view?
Well, we all know that's AEW's calling card, right? When they first started. I don't know. Were you watching in 2019?
Yeah.
So, okay, that every pay-per-view, whether you were a WWE guy and you're like, oh man, fuck those guys, you paid attention. Because you didn't know who the fuck was going to show up.
But now they've been around for a while, though. Do they continue that or do they mix it up?
I think that's their calling card. I genuinely do. So it wouldn't surprise me to see because honestly, like a lot of people say that Kyle Fletcher is the best wrestler in the company right now. Active wrestler, yes. The best wrestler they have on their roster is Will Ospreay. You know me. I am proudly the biggest dick rider of Will Ospreay on the internet. So if my boy comes back, you thought my reaction to John Cena's retirement was bad. Just wait, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
I'm so excited about this show. We are about 2 hours away from the show. I'm sure Drew's got some things to do before the show starts. I got to go eat
Yeah.
some dinner, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring. I'm
I can
gonna
get a moon landing ready as well. So
yeah. So Moonland. Um, I want to thank you guys for joining us again. John, man, we hope to see you next week. Hopefully, you get your problems taken care of. Um, Hopefully, you're strong. You're back stronger than ever. And hopefully, you get that AEW World title one day. We will see him back hopefully next week. I hope to God. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long. Because then he needs to start going to the hospital because there's something more wrong. Um, but I want to thank Mr. Magic Fingers himself, the guy in the chair, the Ned to my Spider Man, the Peacemaker to my Vigilante, the Jerry the King Lawler to my JR, Mr. Magic Fingers for joining us again. I want to thank my beautiful fiance slash wife. We've been together long enough. I just call her my wife at this point. For joining me um, again for this show. And man, I cannot tell y'all how excited I am for tonight's pay per view. Um, our Discord is going to go crazy tonight. Uh, I always enjoy watching the shows with this guy right here because we're grown men, we have our own lives, but when wrestling comes on, we revert back to that 15-year-old kid that we were watching, back in the day. So tonight's gonna be really fun. You guys will get this. I'll probably try to get it up before the show starts, depending on how long the episode is. It's gonna process through Zoom, and then I gotta wait for it to process, then I gotta upload it. So if it's up before the show, that's great. If it's up during the show, that's fine too. But you guys will get our review of World's End tomorrow. Um, thank you guys for everything. Our 2025 wrap up came out last week. We were one of the top stream shows of the year on Spotify. We were the top 5 show in Germany. What are y'all doing in Germany to pay attention to the two goofballs?
hey, if the Hoff can do it, man, so can we. Why not?
For real. But we had a lot of accolades in our 2025 wrap up, and I am so proud of this show. I'm so blessed to have built the friendships that I have through the love of professional wrestling that we have. And I don't think I tell you guys enough because you guys just see us through a computer screen. This is the highlight of my week. This is the highlight of my year, starting this journey with this guy right here and John. Um, it's really made me comfortable with myself and really made me feel comfortable to put my opinions online because I know a lot of people are scared about that. And if you're a wrestling fan that has stupid takes, man, I tell y'all all the time, you have an opinion, use it. But it's also somebody else's entitlement to look at you and go, yeah, you're full of shit. Like that makes no fucking sense at all. And you could disagree and you might argue, but at the end of the day, you all can go back and watch. That's the beautiful thing about wrestling. I can sit here and argue with John for 20 minutes about something. But at the end of the day, we all going to talk about the show at the end of the night because we love wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Stay tuned for 2026 because that motherfucker is going to be a banger. I will be going to Florida a week from tomorrow. I will be leaving on January the 4th. I'm pretty sure I got my timeline right. Right? A week from tomorrow would be the 4th. So I will be leaving. If you guys aren't subscribed to my main channel, Brotherhood Entertainment, go subscribe to that because you guys are going to get some Florida vlogs. You're going to get a Disney vlog. You're going to get a Star Wars vlog. I'm going to try to vlog as much as possible while I'm there because I really want to become a content creator. I want to make this because it's what I'm good at. So stay tuned for those vlogs. You guys do have episodes coming out. I don't know, and I'm going to talk about it because I don't know if we're going to upload that Ring of Honor video because when I when I stood up from my chair, nobody told me that I let everybody in the fucking world see the whole ass moon. So I don't know, but at that point, like it happens. So it might get uploaded. I don't know. It might get uploaded. I mean, it happens. That was probably one of my favorite episodes. So maybe you guys will see that. I don't think it was that bad. I mean, hell, I just stood up and shit happened. But that might come out at some point. I'm debating on it. I mean, it wasn't embarrassing. I don't give a shit. But nobody warned you, boy. Like nobody was like, "Hey, dog, you might want to." because I think Drew was too busy laughing his ass off because that's the first time he made me flip out. Um, I didn't notice it until I recorded it. Didn't know didn't notice until I recorded it, or was uploading it. I was like, oh, I got to put that in the backlog because I don't know. But you guys got some videos coming out. You won't have a regular episode. Um, well, yeah, I can record one before I leave and put it up.
Yeah,
Because I leave on Sunday. We do this on Saturday. I can do that. So you guys will get a regular episode next week, but the following week I won't be in the state of West Virginia. I won't have my equipment with me, so I won't have a regular episode. But you guys will still get an upload on January the 5th, which will be another top 10 list. You also will get, depending on how I'm feeling, we might record because I come back on Sunday. So it's Sunday to Sunday. So I won't be here on Saturday to record an episode, but depending on how I feel coming back on that Sunday, because I come back at 11 a.m., I land back in West Virginia. So you might get an episode then, but I also have a backup episode. That way, if I come home and I'm too tired, I have a backup episode already ready to go for you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. Drew, thank you again, man. I don't tell you enough, but I am so grateful for your friendship. It's the most thing. Somebody asked me, what's your most cherished thing of this year? And it was my friendship with you that I have built because we've never met each other in person. But if somebody fucks with him, I'm going to fuck you up. Like, it's over. There ain't no discussion. And I'm very grateful for that. And it's all because of our love for wrestling. So if you're scared to do something in wrestling, you're scared to go out and try out for that school, or you're scared to start a podcast, let this be an example. Do what you love. Follow your dreams. Fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you. But, guys, I want to thank you again. Thank you, Mr. Magic Fingers, for joining us. I'll see you in the Discord in just a little bit. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy the World's End. And if you're not watching it, what the hell are you doing? Get with the program. I love you guys. Thank you guys. And remember, don't fuck with the Mafia.